So you have to do the data collection, you have to do the data analysis, machine learning part you are going to do, deployment part you are going to do, and after the deployment as well, if you are getting any bugs or something like that, the ticket will raise to you and you have to work on it. There's machine learning models, deep learning models, generative AI models. So if you are able to understand the base, if you are able to understand the statistics and mathematics, a whole journey to become an artificial intelligence engineer or machine learning engineer or a data scientist, it's very, very, very easy. So if you are writing something on your resume, and if you are not able to explain at least what you have written on your resume, that is the biggest right today.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have an inspiring guest who has explored diverse roles in data science field and continues to grow in the world of artificial intelligence. Please join me in welcoming Jimil Joshi. Jimil has worked in various roles including junior Python AI ML developer, data scientist and is currently as an artificial intelligence engineer. He completed his Masters of Science in Information Technology, specializing in business intelligence and analytics from Gujarat University. In this episode, Jimil shares the ground level reality of AI field insights that are both practically and eye-opening for anyone aspiring to join this domain. Jimil, we are thrilled to have you here. Let's dive into your journey and expertise. Hey, hi Jimil, how are you?
Hey, hi Chaitanya. I'm so good. I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming to my podcast and giving us a prestigious time for us. The knowledge you're going to share us with today, that will be really helpful for the future AIML engineer or the aspirant. Thank you so much for that, first of all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so glad to be here and share the knowledge whatever I have. I think it will help to the college students mainly and whoever is working over here as an AI/ML engineer. So yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yes. Yeah, so Jimil, first of all, I want to know that how was your education journey so far? We want to know about your education journey and professional journey. How you started your education journey, how you ended up, and how you entered in a professional journey. And we want to know that in which company you're working right now, how is your day look like?
Sure. So my education journey, I have started with a bachelor's of a computer science. I am from Sardar Patel University, which is located in Gujarat, and it's a district called Iron. So then it followed by the master's in information technology with the specialization of business intelligence and analytics. So the master's in IT basically led me to the data science journey, and I would like to mention one company called Ita Solution where I did my first internship as a business analyst. So from that, actually, I entered into the world of the business and the data. I got to know the value of what is the data and what is data analysis actually. And from that, I have decided that okay, I want to do the masters into this. So I started doing masters in IT, in business intelligence and analytics from Gujarat University. So that I learned a lot about the data science, machine learning, deep learning, and everything. So I started my journey from a company called ACL Digital, and I did that in a second semester of my masters actually. So it was like a COVID time, and it was work from home. So I was continuing my masters as well as I was continuing my professional journey as well. So second semester I entered into the job as a full-time data scientist. I learned a lot many things over there. I worked there for around 2.5 years, and now I have joined the company called SecPoint, which is basically a cybersecurity based company. It's a product based company now, and my role now there is to lead the AI team over there. So we are working on a lot many things. We are building a model related to the cybersecurity, vulnerability management, threat analysis, network analysis, and enabling mainly the generative AI right now, which is on the peak. So yeah, this is what my work looks like right now. So if I talk about the day, it's like pretty decent. Like it's a product based company. So we have a small get together meeting kind of thing in the morning. We are deciding that what we have to do on a daily basis, and we are working on the existing features, whatever we have right now, and we are planning something into the AI security as well. That how we can secure the AI. Now, next big thing is how you can secure the AI once you are making the AI, but that is very very important that how you are securing your AI. So that is what the research we are doing right now as a AI engineer of the R&D team at Bosec.
Yeah, it's great to know about you. I have one counter question that do you think that working in a product-based company is more helpful for the professional growth as compared to the service-based company?
It is very depends on the person to person. So what I'll tell you the difference which I felt in the service-based company and the product-based company is service-based company are working for the another client. So there you are working with the very large team. They have a very separate team for the data analysis. They have a separate team for machine learning engineers. They have a separate team for the deployment part as well. But when you are working into the product-based company and like too in a startup, you have to work with all the components together. So you have to do the data collection, you have to do the data analysis, machine learning part you are going to do, deployment part you are going to do, and after the deployment as well, if you are getting any bugs or something like that, the ticket will raise to you and you have to work on it. So it's like end to end, the whole project cycle, it depends on you. If you are in the startup or if you are in a like a very small product based company. But in a service based company, it's a little different. And if you are developing something, you are delivering to the other team or you are delivering to your client, and then they are going to take care of that particular product or feature which you are building. So the learning experience over here, it's quite different than the service based company and the product based companies. But indeed, like if you are working into the product based company, there is a more opportunity of a learning and more opportunity to stick with the one particular domain and work with it. So it will help you into the future for sure.
So, as you said, we have the background with the computer science. So, at what point of your life you get to know that you want to get into AI/ML field or a data science field? Because there are the many streams like developer, cybersecurity, tester. But how you get to know about this field and why you choose this field?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to talk about this. Computer science was not my choice. So when I entered into my graduation, I was thinking to go in a chemistry. So I was like more focused on the chemical engineering side or something like that. But as soon as my first year was completed, I got to know that I'm not good at all in a chemistry. So I had an option that okay, the second best thing in my mind is okay, let's take a computer science. So I took a computer science. I was unaware about the languages. I was unaware what to do in a computer science as well. Very honestly, I understand about the two things. There is a hardware and there is a software. What is hardware? What is software? I don't know for it. So as soon as I completed my graduation, I got to know about the little clips of the machine learning. I still remember that my professor in my final year, they gave us, so basically when I was doing the graduation, the machine learning data science was not that popular as it is right now from the last 3-4 years, right? So they gave us that one simple example of the Google weather. Right? What do you think? How Google is trying to predict the weather for the very next day? So they are analyzing the data, they are understanding the pattern, they are understanding the trend, and then they are predicting for the future. So that the word that they are predicting for the future, that fascinate me that okay, how you can predict the future? Like if you can predict the future for the weather, you can predict anything, right? If you have a one particular algorithm or if you have a particular knowledge. I was like decent into the mathematics. I was able to understand the whole mathematics behind the machine learning algorithms, how it works, and they got me an interest into the data science and machine learning. And then, as I told you, I did my first internship before I joined to the masters. I got to know about the data. It was basically a digital marketing company, and a digital marketing company have a little data which is on basis of the sales, and you have to predict that what is going to happen as a sales into the next quarter or the next year, and what all the rules we can make so we can do the mass sales for the next quarter or something like. So from that, I got to know about the data analysis side and the prediction side, and then I did a master's, which led me basically to the data science and machine learning. That was like very simple motivation of my life to enter into the machine learning. And yes, so my everything was good. I love this particular field. Then January I came, and yeah, it's like very interesting field if you are working for the few years into this particular thing.
So, is there any role model for you in this data journey?
When I'm into NG.
It's yourself only. Compare yourself with yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, yes. So, Jimil, in your opinion, what matters more in the data field? Degree matters or skill matters? Because nowadays, many of the non-tech background are coming to the tech industry and doing the tech jobs. For them, what the roadmap you would suggest to them to get in this industry?
Okay, very great question, I guess. I had answered in a two-way for this particular question. So there is an advantage and there is a disadvantage if you are entering into this particular field as a non-tech. I have a few friends who is from the electrical engineer, mechanical engineer. Now, if you are entering to this particular field, So to get your first job, it's pretty easy to get your first job if you have a skills like statistics, mathematics, basic, machine learning, deep learning, and nowadays you should be have a little knowledge of the generative AI. So generative AI frameworks like LangChain, Llama Index, RAG architecture, how to fine tune the Gen AI models. Those are the basic things required. So if you know all these things, it will ask you the questions more about your statistics, your machine learning algorithms. They'll ask you a few questions about the Gen AI. So we'll crack the job and you are entered into this particular field. Whether you are from the tech background, non-tech background, you will do this. Okay, that's there. But now problems will start over here. When you will start working on the things, if you are not from the non-tech background, you don't know how computer network works, right? Like you don't know most of the things about the deployment. You don't know most of the things about the API, how it, if you are from the non-tech background and if you never work with any other language than the Python, that happened with the most of the non-tech background people. They are learning Python, jump into the machine learning, deep learning, and yeah, well, get the job, right? If you don't know about the computer networks, if you don't know about the how server works, how deployment things work, it is very hard for you when you are working into the mainly into the product-based company. Service-based company don't care about all these things. They just take care about the particular part. If you are going to hire as a data analyst, you know the Power BI or Tableau or not, or you know how to work with the Excel or not. Product-based company, they will check whether you are an AI engineer, whether you are a software developer, whether you are a DevOps engineer. They will check your knowledge from the computer networks. They will check your knowledge for the deployment side. They will check each and every components about the computer science. They will also ask you the question about the operating systems.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Jimil sir, my next point of discussion is now we talk about the non-tech background switching to the tech industry. But I want the opinion for the for CS core background or the students who are doing the BTech or the diploma in AI ML engineering specialization. So, what good subject techniques they should to build their foundation? Also, suggest us some of the resources like a book, any YouTube channel that you go through when you are learning, and that will be for them to keep updating them.
Well, so I think I'll answer this question very in a great way because I'm also working as a mentor for the BTech students from I guess now 1.5 years, and I'm seeing every month new student who is there in a third semester, fourth semester, or sixth semester. Very fascinating. You have to be your focus. You have to be serious. Whether you are into the ML, whether you are in software development, whether you are in cybersecurity. Right. So the problem that the it was called scared they are not very serious. They are just trying to do the experiment that okay, whether this particular field is good for me or not. But if you're deciding something that okay, I want to be in this particular space, you have to be a serious, you have to give the time apart from your college studies to the technical things. So if you really want to be in the space of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, whatever, but everything is very similar. There is a very niche line between all these particular roles. Very important thing over here is the statistics and the mathematics because statistics and the mathematics is the foundation of all this machine learning models, deep learning models, generative AI models. So if you are able to understand the base, if you are able to understand the statistics and mathematics, a whole journey to become an artificial intelligence engineer or machine learning engineer or a data scientist, it's very, very, very easy. So once you will be able to understand this particular base, statistics and mathematics, and for that, we have to just blindly follow the ORELE statistics book. They have a very, very, very detailed observation and mathematics calculations example where all the statistics need. Second, you can jump into the machine learning along with the basics of the Python. So you have to be clear with the Python syntax because Python are also different variation. If you're going for the game development, there is a different libraries to learn. If you're going for the machine learning, there is a different libraries to learn. If you're going for the deployment, there is a different libraries to learn. So you have to clear the base Python. First of all, you should know basic libraries like NumPy, Pandas, how to work with the graph, like the matplotlib, seedborn. So these are the three very basic libraries for the Python. You should know that, and then you can switch to the machine learning environment. And over here, this is where my strategy is. First of all, how to understand theory of this all algorithms. So for an example, if you are trying to learn implementation of the execution algorithm, you should know okay, what is the difference between diagonal boosting techniques, then what is this XGBoost, what is the rerun boosting algorithm, how it works, what is the mathematics behind it. So if that is very, very clear to you, and you can go for the practical implementation. Because in practical implementation of any of these algorithm is just 2-3 lines of the code. Okay, but to understand the theory, it is very, very important because tomorrow when you're going to work, you have to understand that okay, which algorithm is least suitable algorithm for my particular data or for my particular business need. So if you are not able to understand or if you are not familiar with the differences between the algorithm, you will be not able to decide that which algorithm to apply. So that is very, very important. So first go with the theory of each and every algorithm and parallelly go to of it using Python. Okay. And then you can move to the deep learning part. Again, the same strategy. First try to understand what is the neural network, how the mathematics behind this neural network, and then go with the building the neural network, with the TensorFlow or PyTorch and of the library. So this is what like kind of decent for the freshers job. And nowadays you have to also understand the generative AI. And generative AI is not about the prompt engineering at all. So if you it's like okay, you know how to write a good prompt for a prompt engineer, you are an AI engineer. No, it's not like you have to understand how this particular model is built. For that, you have to understand transformers and the use of this transformers is what all we talk about statistics, machine learning, deep learning. And then you have to also understand if I have to work with this particular model, how can I fine tune them? How can I retrain them using the technique of RAG or anything or Qpler or any technique? So those techniques are also very, very important if you want to work with the Gen AI space as well. So this is why like a simple roadmap I can give. But if you want to just crack as a fresher, go to the deep learning part. I am definitely sure there is still a company who is just looking for people who have a base knowledge of the machine learning statistics.
Yes, Jimil sir, it's very important to get the basics, to know the basics, and it's just not to like learning the or doing the certification, as you said, the prompt engineer, Gen AI, but you have to learn the things how it works as a machine learning engineer. Specifically, you talk about. As we are on the point of the pressure, I have the question that do you think that AI will automate the entry level jobs of data role?
Big question. Yeah, I don't really answer this question by one of the incidents just happened. I was visiting the NVIDIA AI summit and Jensen was the opening speech and somebody asked the question. I can actually cannot ask the question. Actually, can I ask this some kind of question like, what do you think that AI is going to take on the human's job? And Jensen was giving a very perfect answer for this particular question. So the answer was like, okay, guys, if it help AI, it's not to take your job. AI will help humans to cut down that particular job by 20%. Okay. Means if you are doing something, for example, how we are using AI as a machine learning engineer, before this particular Gen AI models, we have to validate the code for each and everything. If you want to find some specific thing, we can go to the Google, we can go to the Stack Overflow, and we can find out the solution. So for like very least problem or very minimum problem, or the optimization is we have to go to the Google, we have to search and we have to spend around half an hour to 1 hour to just solve that particular small problem. Now I have this particular models. I am very clear about my questions, what I have to ask and what is my problem. I'll give it to the model and model will try to send out the particular answer and it will give me at least a hint that okay, that is the problem. I can do this particular work in 10 minutes. So I have reduced my time. So I can use that particular 20 minutes or whatever the time I have saved over there in some other task. So here is just that the non-technical people are for the non-technical job as well. AI is going to help and AI is going to cut down the task by 20%. So again, I am coming back to your question. Entry level data job. Okay. So the jobs like data entry, okay, we can do it by the AI. Still, we need a human interface over there who can analyze it, who can it's kind of a reinforcement learning that human can give the feedback on the answers of the AI. So still we need the human intervention to is it correct or not. Evaluate the answer of the AI. So the job is still there. But now data entry doesn't require a human. Human can do some other major task or other useful things in lab. So this is how AI is going to change the thing.
Yes. So, can you please share us how was your experience at NVIDIA summit that was happened in Mumbai? You were the part
Oh,
of
it
it.
was yeah. It was very amazing. It was very amazing. The very fast talk was very knowledgeable. It was happened between the Jensen, Nvidia CEO, and Mukesh Ambani. So it was very fruitful conversation. I got a clear idea basically that how AI is going to lead the India and what is the future of AI in India. I found that there was very different sessions by Nvidia on Transformer, CI, CFT, web, all other startups are doing right now into the space of generative AI and AI. So I had loved to not done anything left of it. It was good experience.
Yeah, yeah. So, Jimil, I want to know that what are some hard truths about the data career that people rarely talk in industry?
Absolutely great question. The hard truth. Can't jump into any project without knowing the business understanding. So most of the time, what happens, what mostly this people are directly jumping into, start working on the data, start working on the data analysis, start working on machine learning model building. But if you're not able to understand what is the business need, all the things are fixed. Okay. Second thing, why it is important is if you are in the space of a data science, if you are in space in a machine learning engineer, you should know about the businesses. You should know about how each things work. For an example, right now I'm working into the cybersecurity domain, which was very new for me when I joined this particular company. But I started learning about the cybersecurity. Even I was not aware that okay, what is exactly the patch, what is exactly vulnerability means. But I have to learn about all this stuff or about the basics of a cybersecurity because I have to work with that particular data, and I'm trying to apply the AI on a cybersecurity. So I have to get my the raw knowledge of certain business understanding what is important. Because for an example, might say if you build some solution, right, and the solution now is to predict price of something, and you are predicting the search of a something. So now how much quantity and how much quantity or how much quality? Like yeah, not quality and quantity is very different for the different businesses, right? So now if you are not trying to predict the quantity instead of quality or quality instead of a quantity, then we have some solutions of its type. So I have to understand the need of the business and what is that particular business and to talk with so who knows the solution, to talk with the people, stakeholders basically in our language. How to talk with them. You don't understand their business. You have to also understand okay how business people think about this particular idea or about this particular solution. So it's not just a developer job. It's a job of marketing. I can understand the business, who know how to market it, who know what I can do, which can lead the business to the top. So you have to understand as a marketing people, software developer for sure because you are going to develop some system. DevOps something not because you are going to develop some system. Okay. And I also think as a software engineer because you are the only person, because you are a machine learning engineer, you know how I have built this particular machine learning algorithm. So you know to also be like a software engineer that not some query is going to raise how I'm going to style it. So like it's starting the advantage. Like you are not only the data scientist if you are building a machine learning algorithm, you are a many things. You have to personal up many rules. So like that's what I think people have to understand.
So, my next question is to you that what are some red flags you observe in a job interview from aspiring data professional? Can you share us some tips and tricks to crack the interview for the fresher especially?
Sure. So very first red flag is if I have written a lot many things in university that I have done the work on blah 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 project, and if you're not able to explain, so I'll tell you some incidents I had a few interviews I guess 1 month ago, month or 2 months ago. We had writing mostly called students. I have writing that I have worked with CNN project. I have worked with ResNet architecture for the CNN. We have worked with the VGC teams. So it's I'm computer vision. Now, when I asked them, like, okay, can you explain me what is VGC? They are kind about it. So if you are writing something on your resume, and if you are not able to explain at least what you have written on your resume, that is the biggest red flag. I was at them. Second thing, other value, machine learning, random theory and mathematics behind it is very important. So whenever I'm going to take the interview, that is what my first observation is he or she know about the theory or know about the basic mathematics that she thinks or what them already relate with mathematics or not. So it's a little bit that the interviewer will get the confidence that okay, he or she is very serious about this particular job. That's why he or she did the whole learning of mathematics and statistics. So that is the second thing you have to take care as a student that if you are writing something on your resume, you should be able to explain those particular algorithms and the mathematics behind them. Third thing is you have done a big project. I would say that is one recap portfolio with the 15 20 projects. No, please make 4 to 5 projects, but should make a value when you are writing it in your resume. So you can do one particular project with the simple machine learning, one particular project with the simple neural network, one with the CNN, one with NLP. You can do it with RNN or LSTM, something like that. And my project should be for optimized project. Like you found some challenges into that particular algorithm, and then you fine tune the algorithm. You did some research about the optimization of the algorithm. So if this 4 5 projects is there in your portfolio and you got a very able to explain those particular projects, I think that is very enough to get a job as a fresher.
So we talk about the getting to the interview, crack the interview. The freshers mainly know how to do the work, what the task they are allotted by the team. But there is one another part of the data role that is about the handling the stakeholders. Like what is the most challenging aspect of communicating data insights with non-technical stakeholders mostly? How they can handle the situation?
So that is the biggest problem in the market right now, because we are talking about the AI, and the people you are discussing this AI solutions, they are from not tech background, and if they are from the tech background as well, sometimes what happens, they don't understand the AI actually. AI is required to give you the probable answer. It's not like 100% true every time. So it is very difficult when you are explaining that project or your solution or your thought process to them. So you have to, we are talking to stakeholder. Think like your stakeholders don't know anything about the AI, or they don't know anything about that tech. You have to explain them with a tiny example. So for an example, let's say you are building a keyword on some of the data which you have. Now if you are building an AI, it's not able to give you the 100% solution or 100% correct solution every time. So you have to explain your stakeholder that okay, this is a data which I'm passing to this particular model, and it's trying to learn with the time up from this particular date. Now, if you are a kid, or if you are in a school or a college, you are trying to learn from your books, it will take time for you, at least for 3 months, 6 months, optimize those particular answer or very well GPT about those particular books, and then answer as this particular question. So to explain your sector in the particular topic, people can understand in their particular language that what is AI and what is your solution. So I think examples are the best way to explain your stakeholder.
Yes. That's why the freshers should focus on the communication, storytelling. These are some skills, soft skills we can say. Soft skills they should focus to convey them the proper thing, because you don't tell that you don't explain the code and how you what the algorithm you have written, and they don't understand this thing.
Absolutely.
They just want the result.
True, very true. We have very good read, yeah.
Yes. So Jimil, if you get chance to change one thing in this data industry, what you will do? What you will change it?
The solution which I'm building, right, and how this industry is evolving. We talk about the NVIDIA GPUs just few minutes ago. Now if you want any GPU, okay, you have to pay somewhere around 4 to 5 crores for 2 or 3 GPUs. Okay, now what is the problem? In talk about for us, that's really hard to get a GPU because there is a very few companies who can offer this GPU in house, right? So we have to take the help of the AWS or Azure or any other cloud platform to try and provide you the GPU, and you can work on them with the very limited resources. So I think the experiment and the research and development for us in India, it's very limited. If you can go on top, like you can take the example of the universe, and if you can see in our space in AML, most of the research, it's if it's about the transformers, if it is about the algorithms, mainly research are happening, right? Because they can offer GPUs, they can get the GPUs easily, right? They can get the systems, everything. But here in India, it's like, so if you're buying into the Indian companies, just look at this. That if you want to increase your RAM size of your system, you have to look at the take an approval of the 5 people, and you have managed to the team lead manager and the IT manager and blah blah. So to increase just the RAM of a 16 GB, you have taken approval from the level on some hard task, you can't do it. So I think to change this right now, we have to invest more into R&D space, and for sure after 5 years, 10 years, we will see the better result of. So if we can think from the company perspective, it's all about the money. It's a lot of money to invest, and if we can think as an engineer, it's all about the matter of the lack of the system and lack of the resources. So, but if both you will match together, I guess that is the best thing will happen.
Yeah, even I saw one funny reel on Instagram regarding this, that there is one AI engineer who want his PCB is not working properly, or his RAM was not sufficient. His tube will get hit for all times. He goes to the HR and he tells their problem. The HR says like that, like my Excel is working good and why your software is not working good in your laptop or the PC. So, how can at one point he get and he leaves the job that he or she not get the proper resources, because the people thinks like AI job is just of the keeping the laptop, like it's not that much deep. If you start running one algorithm and if your CPU is not that much sufficient, like 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, it will not, your algorithm will not work. People understand this. Yeah, because it's totally different if you are working Python thing, but it's totally different if you are running doing any algorithm part.
Yes. And I've seen this lending companies as well. If you can go at the marketing people, if you can go with the sales people, they are using MacBook, they are using M2, M3, MacBook Air. They have this. Not to accepted. They are using someone's used tell. I was like, man, how you can like how is building the benefit for you? You are building features for you. You are giving the data to them, and then you are telling them, pushing them to work harder. How it is possible. So this have to be changed for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Jimmy, next question is that how can aspiring data professionals stand out in such a high saturation market? Because now the market is too high, the competition is much greater than the last few years. And how should the aspiring data scientists can manage their mental burden, especially in this constant upskilling part? I can say.
One did there is a competition, but you have to also understand one thing is you have to look at the competitions. Sorry. If you are both at the market and you can take an interview of any random 10 people, you can take the resume from the LinkedIn, contact them, and you can take an interview of the 10 people. I'm very sure that out of this 10 people, only 2 or 3 people will be there who actually know what is machine learning, what is data science, they actually know what is mathematics and statistics. The rest of them are they have just a resume and they have just some on this of that they are calling themselves as a machine learning engineer or a data scientist. Yeah, skills are very important, and the main problem with our job role is we are working with mathematics, we are working with statistics. It's not a simple biology, physics, or chemistry which you can just learn one time and you'll be able to remember for a life. If you are learning one particular algorithm today, maximum you'll be able to remember the mathematics behind it for 1 month, 2 months. Okay, then you have to go and revise this for sure. Okay, so if you're not done the continuous revision of whatever you have learned, yes, you have to also top up yourself with whatever coming right now into the market. For an example, when I studied machine learning, there was no journey at all. We when I was there, when I was studying, it was just still the transformers, RN and LSTM. That was the bug for us. Now, the starting, if you can see, the native AI came, different models came, the fine tuning of the model, downscale, upscale techniques, then QLoRA came, PERF came, reinforcement learning, human feedback, movement learning, AI feedback, all these things came. And now it's been gone. Now, if you can see, graph rag is one of the most important thing into the rag architecture. So you have to cooperate with the new techniques and new skills every day. It's like a doctor. Doctor have to study every day new topic. He has to spend 2 hours or 3 hours in a day to study new things. Similarly, AI engineers have to spend 2 to 3 hours in a day, at least I would say 1.5 hours in a day to learn something new, to get to know that okay, what is happening into the industry and get that knowledge then. So I think if you are applying those strategy, you will outstand from the market and yeah, simple solution.
Yes, yes, yes. So, sir, my next point of discussion is that is remote work suitable for the data team, or does it impact the quality of the collaboration or the teamwork?
The discussion totally depend on who is doing the remote work. So now I don't think so, like if you are talking perspective of the job role, I don't think so that matters if you are working remotely or if you are not working remotely. Because if you can see most of the data scientists, machine learning engineer, they are working independently. Okay, I'm sure there is some dependencies with the data deployment team. That is manageable if you are working remotely. Because if you are working into the office as well in the same space, most of the time you're chatting with the teams and they're asking for the files and the data or the meal. So that doesn't matter if you are sitting on the same place or if you are sitting on the different part of the world. It doesn't matter at all. And most of the things, as I told you, like most of the things are happening on the cloud. When I'm sitting in the office as well, you have to connect to the server through the SSI. Then you have to work. So it doesn't matter where you stay and what you're working from.
So, Jimmy, what does success mean to you beyond your job title and your salary?
Awesome. Okay. So regarding to very personal, so I have in the salary which we are earning right now, that is because of the reason that is not a life, right? So we are earning and we are doing some job because of our interest, and from that whatever the salary comes, we are using for our personal use. If you have a family, you are spending on that. You want to live a decent life. If you have a parents, you want that they will live a decent life. So I think think the main reason to do the job and earn the salary is all about your family, your personal goals, your habits. So I guess it's just a job and salary is just a part and outcome of to live your life.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Jimil, my last question of this podcast is that where do you see India in next 5 years in artificial intelligence? How we can stand out with other countries like USA and China in next 5 years?
Yeah, great question. And I remember, this answer is very clear to me after attending again the NVIDIA Summit time. The talk happened with between the big people. So because they have money, they have resources, we can do it. And that base is to make an India AI exporter. So what are the work we have with respect to the AI? It should come to the India, and we can deliver those AI solutions to the world. So they have also planned Jio and NVIDIA together to build a AI infrastructure in India, the world's biggest AI infrastructure in India. So I guess there is a very good time about the AI into the India. As you can see the government step about the India. Our government is, I guess, very well aware about the AI, about future of the AI, and I guess they are also like taking very good steps to the startup for the AI. Companies who is working into the AI, current universities like IITs and NITs, they are also building their own models, which is like, yeah. So we are also like the graduate fee. I will not set it as a stand for the Harvard University, but yes, we are also growing into the terms of AI, and I think in the next 5 years we can be the leaders into the AI space.
Yes, 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 Jimmy. Once again, Jimmy sir, I would really want to thank you for coming to my podcast and sharing your knowledge and the experience throughout this podcast. This will be really helpful for the all the aspiring data aspirant. Thank you so much for that. First of all.
Sure, thank you for giving me an opportunity to come here and talk with you. It was really great. I'm looking forward to have like more discussion like this for sure. It's fun. It's good to share the knowledge and yeah. So thank you for having me here. And I just want to mention that someone as a fresher or something want to connect with me or want an idea or something like that. You have my LinkedIn, I guess you can paste it somewhere, and they are very open to connect me, ask me the question, or if they have anything. So I'd be happy to help them out for sure.
Yes, yes, I will put the link of Jimir's LinkedIn profile in the description of this video. You can check it out. Thank you, Jimir.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Laganya.
Please let me know in the comment which guest would you like to see on this podcast and any specific topics you would like us to discuss with them. We will try to bring those guests and ask your questions so you will get more helpful information. Before you go, share this episode with someone. It might really help them because one conversation can change a person's life, giving them a new idea and direction. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you in next video.